He can't see.
I'm not going to do no intro to this.
Alright, what do you mean?
Actually, no, you want an intro, innit?
No, I don't want to.
You do. Don't guess it, bro. You're like, oh, you're going to do a podcast about
I
talking
don't
to
even know why I'm here. What?
Okay. Welcome, everyone, to Moving Famous podcast. I'm not going to ask 1,000 times. Just like, subscribe the thing, please. And thank you for supporting on the last episode. Great response. More comments in the sections on YouTube, which was great. But you can subscribe, and it's going to be somewhere here. Special episode today because there's no structure to this. I'm going to do exactly how we want to do it, and I don't care. Got some good friends here.
Debatable.
Got a good friend here. And Zach's here.
Yay! Welcome, everyone. Alright.
Why did you come like this, though?
Like what?
Why did you come so dressed up?
I always dress like this, you know this.
What's happening, Zach? Rax, how you doing? You okay?
Yeah,
Thanks for looking a bit more normal.
Yeah, why are you doing like that? He looks cool.
Yeah, he looked cool. He looks cool.
Yeah,
he looks cooler than me.
We're being ourselves.
Yeah, we're being ourselves.
Yeah.
This is what you said. Come as you are.
The thing is, Kye normally sees people in suits when he goes court, so he's
that's it.
he's getting nervous.
Yeah, nervous.
Yeah, bro. I want to go to court in this
I've
one.
got an extra camera recorded from over there. So
yeah, it's true. Rax, this is your first episode back from since you've been in India.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I was in India for 3 months. So end of January I went. February, March, April. Came back in end of April.
You miss India?
Fully, bro. Fully.
You're looking to go back there, aren't you?
I'm gonna hopefully go back at the end of this year.
Whereabouts did you go?
So I was in Delhi. I was living in Delhi mostly.
Nice.
I visited Punjab. I visited Bombay. Went to Haryana. And yeah, man. The beginning was difficult because I don't speak Hindi that well. Like my Hindi's like
sketchy.
Yeah, it's sketch.
It's like speaking Hindi and then it turns into Punjabi.
Yeah.
It's like, how do I say that? And then it's the English that comes into it as well. But yeah, I think being thrown in there, like in the deep end, and then being forced to speak it every day, I just kind of picked it up. By the end, it was pretty good. To be honest, I've lost it now. Like I've been away from it for a while, so I feel like it's all gone now. But I think it's the same thing though. When you go back home, you start talking because you're speaking it all the time. It's
not natural.
It becomes easier to talk. I don't know. How's your like when you go back home? Is it?
Yeah, I think it's as bad as it is when it's here, to be honest. Like, do you speak any other languages?
No, I don't even speak English.
So Zach, for the listeners and the viewers, they obviously know me and Rax. We've done a few episodes now.
Really?
Yeah. Because you decided to show up today.
I'm usually behind the camera.
That's true. Zach has actually helped a lot on the podcast. Actually, he's done a few episodes.
He doesn't tag me or credit me, but it's fine.
Yes, I do.
He just pays me in soup.
Soup. That's So this is one thing I do.
The only reason I'm here today.
Nearly every guest that's come on this episode has come for soup.
Is that the thing? Does everyone do it then? I thought, check me, I thought I was special.
Yeah, so did I. I think that's...
we're going to go get soup later. Now everyone gets it.
No, but you started it though, so you are special because...
what about me then?
What about you?
I'm not special.
No. So this
you know how it started though? It's because like, in the middle of the night, all there is to eat is junk. It's
chicken
junk
chips
food.
and McDonald's.
Like middle of the night. And I remember saying to you, like, what else can we have? Because I was on a health kick then.
Yeah.
I was on the other kick. I was like, let's get unhealthy food. And he was like...
but he's made me more conscious about what I eat. That's the one thing I got to thank Rax for is I'm so conscious about everything I intake, whether that be words or content or news or food, drinks. I feel bad for having a Coke nowadays.
Bro, I haven't had a Coke. I had a Coke for the first time about a month ago after about, I don't even know how many years, man. It must have been like 8-9 years since the last time I had a Coke.
That's a long time, bro.
And I had it about a month ago. I don't know why.
How
did it feel?
It was alright, man.
he liked it. He was there getting drinks.
But I feel like I'm on a slippery slope now because I had a Rubicon Mango about 2 weeks ago now, and I'm like, shit, man, I haven't had no fizzy drinks for so many years, and now
I'll be on the Lilt next.
Does Lilt still exist?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I think so.
Lilt was the one, bro.
I had
Lilt was good. On Bongo.
Congo, that's Congo.
They drink it in the Congo. Do you remember that?
Yeah, the rhyme was, the advert was sick.
Little ladies. Remember the little ladies?
No.
Come on, man.
That was your own.
No.
individual
Little
memory
ladies.
of
Google it now.
Little ladies.
Little ladies.
We'll put it here, but tell us what it was.
Yeah.
Little ladies was, I think there was like 2 Caribbean ladies and they were singing.
It
Like,
sounds familiar.
yeah, they were like the little ladies.
Why guessing for, bro?
I'm sure it was, man. Unless I've imagined it.
I don't know. You know, I was thinking about the other day as well. Anime manga. You know your tattoo that you got? Can you just put it up so the camera can see it as well? Yeah. So, did you ever watch Dragon Ball Z?
Nah.
Okay, so that's a manga type of thing, right?
Yeah.
You know what it is.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
And did you watch it?
No, but
All right. So basically, there was this part where there was someone called Majin Buu in it,
Okay.
and he had this M that was like his logo, basically.
yeah.
And as soon as you like became induced to Majin Buu, you would have that as well.
Okay.
That M, and it used to be on their foreheads and stuff like that. So I thought you was a Dragon Ball Z fan. And I thought that's what it was. And I was listening to one of your songs and I found out what it was. It is the Scorpio thing, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a symbol. Yeah.
I thought he disrespected the thing. I literally thought it was.
I never heard of that, bro.
I'm gonna show you.
So what he like? What do you mean like get induced by him? Like he
I think
grabbed
he
them
used
up
to.
or what?
No, I think he used to defeat them and just basically like.
Okay.
Brand them.
Yeah, brand. Well, I don't know if it brand. It wasn't that deep. I don't know it was that deep, but in manga style, he used to like basically, like walk them into. That kind of thing.
That wasn't my generation. Dragon Ball.
No, it wasn't. It was like coming to the end of my generation, but I watched it. What was the cartoon they used to?
Thundercats.
Thundercats. Okay. What about you, Zach?
Even like later, like I think like Nickelodeon was quite big. Like when I was in school, so like Rugrats and
Classics.
Little Monsters, He-Man. Spider-Man. The Spider-Man animated series was sick.
Batman
X-Men.
Beyond.
I never got into
Batman
that.
Beyond. Sick.
Bro, I'll be honest. In them days, I didn't really have channels in that.
Yeah.
The original X-Men series was something else. That's on Disney Plus now.
Well, X-Men. Well, the original.
Yeah. You know what's mad? I started watching the X-Men animated series on Disney Plus.
Is it good?
And I was like, it makes no sense, bro. Like, so the episodes are in order, and I started watching it. I think I watched the first series, and all the episodes is like, so basically, I think Magneto and Professor X, they end up in one episode. They end up in like some weird island where there's other mutants there and whatever. And I watched the whole series, and there's like the third episode has got Magneto and Professor X, and then like the 7th episode. And then they never mention them again. You don't know where they are, what's happened to them.
Disappear.
Yeah, it makes no sense. Like there's no structure to the series. So, but you know what it is? I think because back in those days, the cartoons would just be on a random time, or you know, you wouldn't remember.
It didn't need to make sense.
Yeah. It's not like binge watching it now where everything needs to make sense.
It's the same with games as well. Like you like games forever. Like you play Resident Evil, it'll be like a serial kind of game. You'll play it for time. But no games are like that nowadays. It's all quick fire, just like the music, throw in, throw out.
Yeah.
And it's like kind of sad because, it's just all like easy fast food music, fast food games, fast food content. No one invests time. I used to love that. I remember that time in my life was like one of the best times of my life. Saturday, as soon as early morning, bang on the PlayStation, play games for time. No one's on that no more. Just bang on COD or Fortnite. Yeah, Soccer AM was a good time. Good times for Soccer AM.
Skill school.
So Zach,
No.
now that you're here, why don't you tell us what you do?
I'm not here.
You're here, bro.
I'm not here. Don't just think of me as part of the furniture. This is why I wore this suit, because it's like
What you
I
want?
look like those old sofas.
You look like those old sofas. Is that what you made it?
Yeah.
But tell us what you do though. Anyways,
I just exist.
you do just exist. We was having a look. So Zach does all this running, yeah, and he just runs bears.
We have a running joke, no pun intended.
There's a running joke for the amount he runs, but the guy's just always running.
Why are you running?
Like legit running or just
Yeah.
You know, I run like marathons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you train for them.
Yeah.
But he trains all year round for them every day.
What was the last marathon that you ran?
London Marathon. Yeah.
How and is that the longest one that you've run?
Yeah, marathon. Yeah.
So how many like
42 kilometers.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long did it take you?
4 hours 20.
Did you run the whole way, or did you just stop at some point and just start walking for a bit?
I walked maybe for like 30 seconds to a minute max. Actually, no, this year I walked a lot more.
Yeah.
Because I was just taking it in. I knew loads of people that were cheering and came to like support. So
Okay.
it was straight after fasting. Like it was a day after Eid basically this year.
Yeah.
So I was training while fasting. So it was very intense to run while you have no food or water. So it was kind of mad.
Do you want to have a certain time that you want to finish by, or have a certain thing, or do you have that as a challenge, or is it just finishing it?
As long as I finish quicker than the last time I raced, but I don't have like a fixed time in mind, or I don't train to be faster. It's more about engaging people that aren't necessarily running or have the opportunity to run. So have like a run club and like encourage new people to take part basically. Okay. So that's what I'm trying to encourage Kye to get involved, but for about 3 years.
You have been trying a long time. I've started running though.
But he started running.
Doesn't that, I read that running affects your, like the older you get, your knees can mess up your knees a lot. I suppose that depends on the footwear that you wear as well, right? If
you wear the right footwear and you train properly. But I don't know, a lot of people say things and...
But can't any sport do that to you anyways?
Yeah.
Football could do that to you. I'm sure there's like tennis players whose arms are like falling off.
I think specifically they say running, especially long distance running, is because the amount of impact that it has on your, like, you know, when you're running, there's a lot of impact on your, you know, on your knees. But I suppose that's footwear, that's based on footwear as well. Yeah,
footwear's come a long way now, so there's more support out there. But it depends also if you run trail, if you run road. It has different effects on your joints, right?
Some man run road, bro.
Some man run from the Veds.
Yeah.
Some man run from the Ops, the black Air Forces.
What was your first one that you did then? First marathon?
So I've only done 2 marathons. The first one was London Marathon last year in September, and then again I did it in April. Okay.
So you're a rookie in this thing?
Yeah, I'm a newbie.
Would you say it's hard? Like, is it challenging or?
Yeah, it's hard, but like most things in life, like. When you think about it, oh, you got to run 42 kilometers. It sounds crazy, but then if you've got a goal in mind, you something just clicks mentally, and you're just like, I'm gonna do this now. So you find a way to do it.
Do you get the runner's high thing that they talk about as well?
Yeah, you get the runner's high.
Yeah. I just remember doing like cross country at school, bro. I used to hate it, man.
Yeah, same.
That was like I used to hate it so much, man. They used to force us in the cold to run around the stupid track. Well, not even the track, it was like a field.
Just the football field. You used to run around that. I don't miss those times at all. Have you had to work to like get into suit places? Has it all been like how you go into the marathon?
Yeah, I just wore a suit.
Man goes, you have to work for it. And then got into the marathon, man. Just sending a text message, yo, I want to do a marathon.
No, I didn't do that. I had to work for it. I had to actually run. You can't run a marathon without training either. Come on.
No, but I'm saying that the way you got into it, you still just made a call to get into it though, didn't you?
No, I didn't make a call.
Don't gas, bro. You said already I got it on video.
Man sent a little
text message to say, yo, get me in.
Little text to the mayor. Who's the mayor?
Pigeon carrier. Nah.
Rishi Sunak.
What?
It's the mayor, isn't it?
The mayor, no.
There's another mayor.
Mayor Sadiq Khan.
Oh, is that him?
Okay.
You know him, man?
What about him?
You know him?
I don't know him, no.
That sounded like he does know him, but he doesn't want to say
no, why would I? Nah, I don't know him.
You got me into the London Marathon.
Nah, I don't know him. I know you, that's enough.
Where do you see the London Marathon going?
Just round in a circuit.
Where are you taking it?
Start to the end.
Where are you taking it though? Where are you taking this running thing? I don't get it.
Does anyone win anything if they come first in the marathon?
Yeah. I mean, Kipchoge's probably... Like Mo Farah runs the marathon, right?
What do they get if they come first? Do they win like a prize or something?
Yeah, you win medals, right? It's the same as any sport, right? Like Usain Bolt, fastest man in the world. Like Kipchoge at the moment is probably an elite runner. He's run a marathon in technically under 2 hours, which is like, if you look at the way this guy runs, it's actually insane. The mechanics of it. I don't think there'll be anyone close to 100 years, I'll run as
You can
fast
do it,
as this
bro.
guy.
Wait,
No,
believe in
definitely
you.
not
Come
me.
on.
Wait, how's this guy running? Because I've got bare images in my head right now. What's the mechanics of this guy running?
A lot of it's like his DNA and how he's built, like naturally.
Yeah.
But it's crazy when you look at the speed he's running. It's insane.
So he's just tearing the whole time.
Yeah, he's like going full pelt the whole time for 2 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't even do it for 2 minutes.
It's crazy.
But what's been happening in the world lately? Lots been going on. It's gonna sound deep,
Go on.
but I saw the maddest thing happen a couple of months ago.
What happened?
Bruv, some geezers paid $250,000 or whatever it is to go see the Titanic,
Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
Here we go.
and then they died.
That's a matter.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, and apparently bear man have seen that already. They've seen the Titanic.
Yeah, it's like
I didn't know that. I thought nobody's seen it before.
no, even the director of Titanic, he's
The record,
been
James
there.
Cameron. Yeah.
James Cameron's been there
Oh, he's been there.
loads of times.
So that's even worse. Like, so this is my case. So they've gone down there to see it, and they've already experienced what it looks like.
No. So basically, you know the guy that was running this whole thing, he was cutting corners. So you can go down there and like James Cameron did it. They had all this special equipment. They had all the stuff to make sure they can go there safely and come back up.
Yeah.
And this brother started setting up his own thing. Like, oh, let me take you. Like, you know, I can take you on my ship. I built it myself. But it was like a, you know.
And he bought it with that controller.
Yeah,
that
like,
Logitech
it was
thing.
basically some guy just saying, yeah, I can do that. And then he tried to create it, or he did create that thing. But obviously, it didn't have all the safety equipment, all the requirements. He didn't build it properly. And everyone was saying this.
Did he do it before though? That geezer, that same geezer.
I think they must have done a couple of trips. I don't think it was their first ever trip. But
That's wild though, man. How them people died like that?
But people say even James Cameron said that as well. He was like, when I saw it, I was like, this is not.
It's not gonna work.
Did you hear about that guy who said he was gonna go on it and then he didn't?
There's so many people that said that there's that though.
dad or something.
Someone said something like, I can't remember what happened. No. It was there was a guy. I think his son always wanted to go and see the Titanic or something.
Yeah.
And then he said to him, the dad like was gonna arrange it for them to go, and then the son did a little bit of research and was like, nah, let's not. And otherwise,
Saved his life.
yeah, saved his life basically.
It's wild though, man. People have got too much money to spend though.
Well, one of them was a billionaire, right? And
Oh, I would want to see the Titanic though.
But he broke like 3 world records.
Oh, going
He's
down
a
there.
serial explorer, yeah.
Oh, the geezer
Billionaire,
is.
yeah. So
He was a Pakistani guy.
no, he's an English British guy.
He was a Pakistani guy there as well, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Pakistani.
Pakistani. Oh yeah, talking about Pakistani as well. But the Americans get it online as well. But I don't understand.
Nice segue there.
Yeah, it's a very nice segue. I don't understand why some people are so like. This is one thing I want to ask as well. Rax, you might feel this way as well, but I don't know why, and I don't understand. Like someone like yourself, for example, why you should be the spokesperson for all these people, for all these brown people.
I feel like what it is, I had this interesting conversation about something recently where, like, say something comes out and it's seen as something representative of a certain community. Let's say it's like Asian people. Let's say there's a film come out, it's Asian people. Everyone's gonna be up in arms, or there's gonna be issues about it, or people are gonna be like, that doesn't represent us. Some people are gonna be like, it does. The reason why we have this thing against it, or we have that, is because there's not, Asian people aren't a monolith. Like, we're not just one thing. Amongst Asian people, there's hundreds of different types of people, whatever, just like every other community.
Yeah.
But because we have such a limited there's only a certain amount of films, there's only a certain amount of exposure that we get to a wider community, that's scrutinized because we don't get a wide array of representation. So that's why people look at someone who's in the public, you represent all of us. And it happens in every community. You look at any minority community, generally speaking, you don't see the geeky version of this person, the cool person.
Yeah.
You just see like a stereotypical. Whatever the predominant culture is in the world, that culture will decide these are the type of people that we want to see in this kind of role or in this kind of thing. And unfortunately, our people do that as well because we're like, oh, you're one of us, so you need to be like me.
Be the best, most best role model, and you need to.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure.
I feel like the other thing though is that sometimes, I mean, being in the public eye, generally speaking, you don't owe anyone anything. Like sometimes this is just like fame. Generally speaking, is a side effect. Not anymore, but it used to be a side effect of being good at something. You're good at this thing, and now you're famous because you're good at this thing. So fame was the side effect, and you just had to deal with that. Whereas now, fame is a commodity, and people want to be famous for the sake of being famous. And it's been like that for a while now. And because of that, the responsibility part is no longer there anymore, I don't think. I think before, if fame was a side effect of what you did, you could say, look, I don't want the fame, but because I have it, there's a responsibility to it. Whereas now, all that's out the window. You can just be famous and do whatever you want.
I don't know what famous is anymore, to be honest.
Yeah.
There's TikTok famous, there's Instagram famous, there's TV famous. It kind of plays down the TV famous nowadays.
I think there was more of people, like being famous back in the day meant more people knew you, but because there's so much attention everywhere now. But if you think about it, like even if you look at a Bollywood actor, for example, Shah Rukh Khan, if Shah Rukh Khan 20 years ago came to England, like unless you were Asian, you wouldn't know who the hell he was.
True.
Really, you reckon?
Yeah, like if he went into even at the airport, remember he went to the airport and then in Heathrow and they like
had to shut it down.
No, the security came and hotted him up, bro.
Why?
Because he's Shah Rukh Khan,
Oh yeah, but he's like the most known person in the world,
isn't it?
right?
In the world, yeah.
Like he's above Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
In that respect, yeah.
But like, if you put him in a room full of people who know nothing about Bollywood, he's a nobody, right?
I don't know. I feel like people still would know who Shah Rukh Khan is.
Well, you're telling me my neighbour knows who Shah Rukh Khan is?
Nah. Take him to Cornwall, bro. In a village in Cornwall, they're not gonna know who.
My neighbour's English.
Who's the most famous person in the world? Ronaldo.
I think it's Ronaldo. Yeah. Talking of Bollywood actors, anyway, dude.
What?
Talking of Bollywood actors, did you run past one the other day?
Oh yeah, I ran past her. Well, no, it was actually yesterday.
Oh, you ran past her yesterday?
Yeah, so there was. So we had a run event. There was about 160 of us. We were running past Claridge's. Obviously, we take up most of the road, so there's some people waiting on the side. And I saw a lady with 2 kids. I was like, she looks familiar. She didn't have any makeup on, so I had to take 2 free checks, and then I was like, oh snap! I think that's Kareena Kapoor. Really random, like you're running through London and you just spotted.
How many times did you look at her, bro?
Like 3-4 times.
Okay.
That's slow.
No, there was a lot of people. No, I was walking. It's like a run walk. So she was with her kids. She was really nice.
You know what's interesting? I just remembered. I saw Aishwarya Rai in London randomly as well. So I was in. I don't know which shop it was. One of these sports shops, Adidas or Nike, one of them on Marble Arch. This was about 8 or 9 years ago. I went downstairs. I looked and I was like. She had like a hat on and whatever. There was 2 kids with her, and there was a little Donny like walking around with them, and then there was like a
what does a little Donny mean?
Donny Brasco.
Like a Donny Brasco.
This little brother.
Or like a small person.
No. He was just like he seemed like a little manager, like you know one of those important guys. Do you know what I mean? So he was just like with her.
Yeah.
And then the little guy come over to me, so I just looked and I was like. I think that's right. Yeah. There was 2 kids. She had with her, I think 2 sons with her. And I was looking, and I was like, and he looking at me like, oh, he's gonna go up and say something. I'm not gonna say nothing to her. I was just, that's interesting. She's just walking around London with a security guy, and they're just walking around. So similarly, like they're just walking around London.
So you just don't expect to.
So what did you do for that?
Nothing. I was just like, I'll tell the story on a podcast.
20 years later.
20 years later.
What did you do when you saw Kareena Kapoor?
Yeah, I just smiled.
So
said hello to her.
Where's she from?
How do you not know who?
Did you say
no? I do.
Yeah, she smiled.
Did she?
Said hello. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting then, because you wouldn't. I personally like living.
And she was like waiting at the side as like 60 runners were like running past. So it was like she had to wait with her kids while we took over the whole pavement.
As she should. Well, she's
but like she might be, you know,
What?
a bit upset that, you know, she has to wait with her kids while all these people are
In
running.
India, she wouldn't have
causing
to do that.
nuisance.
In
Yeah.
India, they would have closed the road. You might have had to wait while she crossed the road.
So I was like, yeah, okay. It was just random. Like, that's the last person you would expect to see.
So what's she been in? Like, what's her thing?
She can come because she's going on, bro.
Which one was she? Is she the thing one? The one that marries?
She's the one that says poo. She says, "My name is Poo."
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm not really into the films and that.
That's everyone's seen that one. Though.
No,
she's like
I've not seen it, but I know what you're talking
a
about.
face you'll recognise. Yeah,
she's alright as well. Isn't
she was nice. Yeah.
I did that moment. What do you mean? Bit awkward about it.
Yeah.
Who's your favourite Bollywood actress?
Probably Ashwin Rai.
Oh yeah, why?
OG growing up.
That's why you
It's
got
like the
upset.
main-
That's why you got.
That's why I was like,
angry.
you felt me. I was like,
Sorry,
oh, he's trying to one up me. It's like, oh, you saw pretty alright. I saw. Guess what? Who did you see?
Who, me?
Yeah. Yeah, that's alright.
I don't think I've seen anyone. I'll be honest, bro.
What? You must have seen at least one Bollywood actress in your
In
life.
Not
London's
Bollywood,
calm
no.
though, because I feel like no one really bothers people in
Yeah.
London. Like London's just like everyone's just kind of on a cool one.
Yeah,
No
I
one's
do.
gonna like blow up.
No, they're not on a cool one. They just don't want to give those people time of day, man.
Camera face.
If you had to pick a reality show that you had to go on, it could be any reality show, both views, which show would you go on?
What's the options? Why don't you?
Any reality show, any that you've seen or that you've heard of, any single reality show.
I don't know, you know.
Apprentice.
So Apprentice. Zach
Yeah,
said
yeah.
Apprentice.
Oh,
Yeah, I think I'd
maybe.
do-
I don't know.
I'd
That's
do
the first
Apprentice.
one that came to my head. Or
Apprentice.
Undercover Millionaire, but you have to become a millionaire.
That's not really a reality show, though, is it?
No, it's not. It's TV.
I saw a bad one the other day. The guy was switching. But
reality TV.
reality TV.
Which one would you pick then?
I don't know. I don't think I'll be good at reality. I think my filter. There's no filter with me in it. That's the problem.
Yeah, but that's a good. I think in this day and age. That's
Nah,
what's
man.
so,
I'll get
like-
cancelled quick.
Okay.
I'd get.
Really? Why?
Nah,
What
but
would
then-
you say that would make you?
Then the
get
far right
cancelled?
will accept you, and you can open up a
Yeah.
channel on like Rumble.
Yeah.
No, I feel like I'd be that only.
You'd be
Like,
MF News.
you get that one Asian guy that's on in the EDL. Like I'd be like the equivalent of that.
Yeah,
I'm the equivalent of that. But not that I'm. I just feel like sometimes I say things that are a bit. Like I'm not good at articulating myself sometimes.
Okay.
So I feel like
Really?
I would.
Why don't you elaborate on?
I just feel like I'll say something and then people will take it the wrong way.
I think that's the other issue.
Yeah.
Like long form content is good for explaining yourself, but people can just cherry pick certain things and make you seem a certain way. So yeah, there's a risk of that happening.
Yeah.
But most of these, like even like Big Brother and stuff, they can pick and choose what they show, right?
Yeah, very.
So you can create a character of who you'd be.
If you could create a character, who would you be?
I wouldn't be I just
Yeah,
be
we
myself,
must,
bro.
yeah.
Well, is that what you'd be as well?
Yeah,
wear
we
suits
don't-
everywhere.
Yeah, we don't need to create a new persona.
No, I'd create a persona for myself.
Yeah, what would you be called?
Definitely English name.
Or like,
What-
or like
what
Barry
English
or
name?
something.
Yeah, like Gary,
Gary, Barry,
Tom.
Charlie.
But they're winning in the world though. They are.
People that have English names.
Yeah.
Well-
100%.
What's your English name?
Gary. So me and Rax, we like to watch a lot of true crime stuff, like mad things that happen in the world. I sent you something recently about it as well, but apparently it's a big red flag if
Who shoots someone?
If someone watches
a lot of that stuff.
Oh, is
I
that
don't
why you
believe
watch
that
it?
though.
No, man, I feel like you're just more cautious in life.
Most people that watch that stuff, there's like people that like. There's a lot of people that are at home during the day. They like that kind of stuff because it's a bit of excitement in your life, isn't it?
I watch it at night, bro. I'll be honest.
Nah, I can't watch it. I watch it. You know what? I watch the interrogation videos when they're in like.
Yeah, I watch it. You got me onto that
Yeah.
as well. CGS
What,
crime.
like-
Bro, so like they've arrested
Real-
someone.
Like,
Yeah,
is this
real
real
ones. Yeah,
footage?
real ones. Yeah, so it's on
Oh,
YouTube.
damn.
They do these analysis. So basically, there'll be I can't remember the name of the channel now. Do you remember the name of the channel?
CGS. JCS, sorry.
JCS. So basically, what they do is they'll show the guy will give the voiceover and say they've just put this guy in. This is what the charges are. Blah blah blah. And then while they're interrogating, it'll stop at certain times and they'll just do a analysis. And it's a psychology. It'll be like, now the police officer is going to ask this, but he already knows that this is the routine that they do.
Yeah.
And then it gives you analysis, and then you see them kind of break down in front of the camera or completely lie. There's one video which is so sad. The guy's actually innocent, but the way the police are treating him and what they're doing is, they're basically treating him in a way that makes him not act like he's guilty, but they think that he's acting like he's guilty. And then there's one that's really sad. So there's one guy, this one was the saddest one. So they show up to this house and it's been shot up basically, and there's 2 people that are dead, I think, and there's one guy that's still alive. And this happened like 2-3 days ago. He still managed to alive or something. They pick him up. He's been shot as well. They take it and they think he did it. They take him to the
I've seen this one.
Have you?
And he's been shot in the head, but they don't know he's been shot. Yeah.
And they keep, and if they'd taken him directly to the hospital, he would have lived.
Yeah.
But because they didn't,
did he
died.
pass away?
Yeah, he died. Because they spent.
They kept him like 7 hours, interrogating him, and then they realized afterwards that he actually was shot. Yeah. And he was.
Well, he was saying that, and they thought he was lying or whatever. But the guy on the voiceover even says, he goes, if they had taken him to the hospital, he would have lived, but he died.
That happened quite recently as well, where Fed just see this guy wearing a jacket down the road, and I think it was in the UK as well, and they stopped him and he was like, yeah, I'm cool. They go to check him. Guy's got bullets on him. He said he had weed, but he had bullets on him. Just bullets. But he looks like any guy.
Wow.
Take him to the station, go search him and stuff, put him inside. Then the person who's basically in charge comes in, the Fed. Then out of nowhere, while he's inside the cell, guy pulls out some old school gun, shoots the officer, kills him.
Oh shit.
In the UK, it happened the other day. I'm like, where the hell has this guy hidden this gun? And it's all like,
did they say where he
might have been up in his bum.
No, somewhere like they obviously wasn't able to check him properly.
Maybe it was in his armpit.
He was wearing like those kind of jackets that you wear, like the long ones. Yeah,
I wear suits.
Yeah, he's wearing a long suit jacket, like one of those ones.
Don't you think it's nuts though? Like just going back to what we were talking about. Like, was there footage of that, or they just talked about
there's footage.
So how don't you think it's mad that this footage just is on the internet? Like, imagine you got interrogated by the police and then the footage is just on the internet. Like, what's the justification of release? Like, it's fascinating. I'm happy that they do it.
Yeah.
But like, don't you think that's pretty mad?
There's so you know, like some of these rappers and that sometimes when they get bagged and whatnot, you see the footage of like the evidence they use in the court. You just on the internet.
They probably sell it. Whoever's got. If it's someone famous, it's probably worth a lot of money, right?
So who sells it?
I don't know, whoever's technician or whoever's got access to recordings.
Are you talking about when they do depositions? Are you talking about that?
Because there's this, I think it's called Scar City Studios or something.
Okay.
But this guy just reports everything, and you see loads of CCTV footage. So he's there reporting best stuff.
But that's like evidence. I'm talking about like when they're in like actual like a police cell. Imagine you're in a police station. You don't think this video that they're taking of me is going to be on the internet?
Yeah, it's true.
Like there was
that
one I
recent
remember.
Coventry one. Are you about to do that?
No. Go on.
You didn't hear about the recent one that just happened. In the midst of this situation happening of them robbing him, they killed the guy. But the worst thing is, I think they didn't know that they killed the guy, but they induced him with so much drugs that the guy died. So the girl who's at Coventry Uni or whatever, she gets sentenced. She was just an accessory. She was just there honey trapping this guy. They call it honey trapping. Letting the guy giving them she did something like this where she like does this with her screen so the lights come on, and that was the indication to say, yo, come into the yard and rob this guy. So they all got done for murder.
Mad.
So and she was like, I'm a uni student. Like she's probably just trying to make some peas on the side or something to rob this guy.
I mean, play silly games, win silly prizes.
Exactly. But that's all on the internet. It's all over TikTok.
Mad.
So I'm sure that she didn't think that that's gonna happen to her.
So there was one that showed up on my thing recently in America, where this girl, she says that she didn't know I don't know if you've seen this. She didn't know she was pregnant. She's in a hospital. And then she gives birth in the toilet and then throws it in the bin and then goes back. Bro, this is all on camera as well, and it's all released on the internet. Not the actual the thing that happened, but when she's going in the toilet and comes out, and then you see the cleaner goes in afterwards, and then she's on the bed, and the police come, and the camera footage from the police and stuff is all on the internet. She's in a hospital and she's like, I didn't know what happened. She's like a young kid as well.
Yeah,
like,
she looked about 16 or something.
Yeah, something like that. And it's mad, like all of this footage is just on the internet.
I think she was like over 21 though, but that's all over the internet. And her mum's like, yo, why do you tell me? Like, why are you like just doing that? She's like, I didn't hear it breathe and whatnot. And it's wild, bro. Yeah, one thing I've always realised though, why is this stuff always happening in America though?
America's such a big, wide, vast country, bro. You're gonna get so much weird stuff.
I hear that though, but I'm like, cool. If you
There's probably better stuff in Russia as well, bro, but we don't know about it. Yeah, we don't get those videos.
Yeah. So you like watch any sports at all?
Not really.
I've noticed that you don't ever talk about any sports. Football, nothing. Do you support a football team?
I'm not really.
Hey, Luton's coming to the Premier League.
That is it.
Come on,
Are you gonna be at the home
Luton.
games?
I might.
You should be.
You have to for the culture.
I think you need to represent.
I might just sneak in.
I think you should.
One of my mates live in Bury Park. I might just sneak in.
Go to the top floor. You might be able to watch it.
I'll watch it from his house.
Yeah.
Big up Luton. You know, it's so funny. I've said this a few times to other people as well. But Luton, like football club, it used to be like there's the Asian part of Luton and then there's the other part of Luton, right? So no one used to claim like Luton Football Club. Yeah. Because it felt. I don't know, there was a lot of racism growing up, right? So it was just like, you know, that was for the other part of Luton.
Yeah.
And then now that I was, me and my cousins were talking, and my brother, just before Luton, we're gonna play Coventry.
Playoffs, yeah.
And they were like, it was normally like, oh yeah, Luton this, Luton that. Then it was like, yeah, we just need to beat them, and then we can. I was like, when did it become we? Is it we? But not gonna lie, I did try and look at the kit as well. Like, you know, maybe I'll get it.
No, I think you need to now because of the Premier League.
Maybe
You might as well.
But it looked dead, bro.
It's minor though, bro. You gotta do it for the culture.
I might need to wear it.
Just the one time, you might not be back there next season, bro. So you might as well do it.
Make the most
just watch
of
one
it.
game, but make sure you watch like Luton versus Arsenal or Man
something,
City or something like that.
Now it was not. To be honest, it's a nice feeling. Like never in my wildest dreams did I ever think like growing up like that. Because Luton was like, it's a proper rags to riches story. Like from the bottom, like they were in like the 3rd division or something.
Who was it? There was that player who, I think it's the first time ever here that a player has gone from conference all the way through with one club to the Premier League.
Yeah,
really cool.
It's good.
What's exciting about Luton, right? Anything else exciting happening?
Chicken and chips.
Is that the thing?
That's the thing. I'll be honest. I'm not out and about.
Is there Wakey Wines in Luton?
I don't think. No.
What's he saying though? That Wakey Wines guy now? Is he still about? He was on Gasworks today. Gasworks is back. He was on Gasworks the other day.
I don't know.
Do you watch Gasworks?
What's Gasworks?
Oh, Gasworks is like a show. But they just talk like how we do, basically.
Okay.
But he was on it the other day. It's quite a big show.
Wakey Wines is just his brother that was selling Prime or something.
Yeah. What you come for today? That's a terrible accent. But he was on there the other day.
Oh, nice.
I was a bit annoyed they didn't talk about how KSI was very racist and whatnot. But
was he?
Nah, not to him directly.
Oh,
obviously KSI said.
What did you do?
Or was it around the same time that they had him on the show?
No, because him and KSI got beef on the Prime, innit?
What did KSI say?
Oh, because he's reselling it.
KSI was on one of these like beta squad Sidemen videos that he does, and there was they were playing. Was it Countdown?
Yeah, I think so.
They were playing Countdown basically.
Sidemen.
Oh yeah, I did. I remember now. I remember. Yeah.
Basically.
And then he went on a world tour of going to the Gurdwara and the mosque. And
So for the listeners and viewers that maybe don't know if they've been living under a rock, KSI basically said the P word.
Yeah.
And I feel like the internet was a bit annoyed about it, which was good because probably first thing people I've seen been annoyed about when it's towards P people.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that for once somebody said that's not okay to say.
Yeah.
I don't feel like they said it enough. That outside brown
Do you
people.
think it makes a difference? Like I grew up being called that all the time. Do you feel like this stuff does it actually make a difference, or is it just performative? Because I feel like a lot of it is just, oh, I better do this so then people will be, you know what I mean? Like, does it actually mean anything? Does it actually do anything? Because all that stuff, it just means that, like, there's this thing that people say is that when you scare people into not being able to say these things or how they actually feel, you just drive it underground. That all that stuff's still there. Like, even if you look at racism in this country, it's still there, but it's just hidden. It's not obvious and blatant. So do you think it makes a difference? Like this?
I think it was more educational because he felt too comfortable to say the word right. I think that was the main issue.
So do you think that in the wider scheme of things that it helps other people understand that? Because
yeah, I think most of his viewers will probably think, oh, that's probably fine to say then, right? Because he's just normalized the word. So.
But I saw a lot of people just defending it, saying it's fine though. It doesn't mean like there was a whole just all of even like his followers and all people. Even though he might have said something, they were all just saying, "Nah, it doesn't. It's whatever." Like it's
that's why it's important. Though,
yeah,
because of
I think
it is. But does it make it? This is the thing that I don't think
it might not make a difference today, but
but
it might change one person's view,
and that's enough.
which it helps, and that could save a life. You got to think about it quite broadly. You can't really think about it negatively because it has changed. It will change something. And to be fair, if he's saying it on there, it stops the next YouTube video that has 1 million views to say it as well.
Okay.
So they've got, even though it's underlined, it's like
there's a precedent that's set.
Yeah, because there's certain things that you can't say, and there's certain things you can't do in life. Like we know there's certain people that.
No. So this is the thing. You can do anything, but what you do has consequences.
Yeah.
So people like to say that you're free, like freedom of speech or whatever. Yeah, cool, freedom of speech, but it's not freedom of consequences. So if you're gonna make, like you said, play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. So I agree with what you're saying, but the point is, yeah, you can say it, but there's gonna be repercussions for it.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is that there's things that we're not able, there's things that we'd like to do in life, right? Or there's certain things that we know that we can't do, and I'm not trying to go extreme with it because it makes me sound like some serial killer. But like, let's say for example, serial killers, some of them are weirdos, man. They like doing it, but some of them don't do it because they know it's wrong.
Yeah.
So it's with him, like there's certain people that probably would want to say it, but they won't say it because they know it's wrong.
Yeah.
So the first thing you got to do is start from the ground, right, to make sure that they stop saying it. So if we don't have no faith in saying, "Alright, cool, this can never be fixed," they're just gonna carry on saying it.
Yeah. I hear you. You need a strong opposition to it having happened, so there can be a precedent set. So going forward, it won't happen again. I get it.
Yeah. Plus, they need a new word, man. That one's a bit boring, bro.
I mean, are you gonna throw some suggestions out there?
You know what I think? before we make it lighthearted again, I just want to say that the reason why I think people don't take it as seriously is because there hasn't been an adequate education of what happened with that word growing up.
Yeah.
Because
well, thanks for joining us, Zach, because you've just been rinsing me the whole time. When you come back, maybe you can give us something that's a bit more, educational.
No.
Thanks everyone for listening, watching,
Oh,
and
we're still
viewing.
recording.
Yeah, we're still. Did you think that we would do this for
we were just
sure?
talking. I didn't realise these were working.
Well, that
They're
one's
dummy
not.
cameras.
But that one's still working. But boys, anything new happening in our lives anytime soon, other than we're going for soup after this?
we're alive.
Yeah.
We're alive. We're gonna do this every month, Rex. We're gonna do this again next month.
Done.
We're gonna get someone new to come on because I feel like Zach doesn't want to be here.
He said that from the beginning.
I did.
It's true.
I was forced.
No, you're coming next
On
one
the
anyway.
pretense
Because you
of
know this
soup.
camera stuff. When Zach ain't here, I'm not about it, man.
Yeah.
It's too much headache. You know him. He just slithers like a snake, and you don't need to worry about it. You know what I mean? He just does it so quickly. Whereas me, my neck's hurting, man. I ain't really on all of this camera stuff.
You need to start running then.
I have started running. I can only do 2K though.
No,
This
that's
guy doing
great.
40K, bro. I could just about do 2.
Mad.
Yeah, but
But-
2K is good. That's everyone's. I started on 1K, 2K.
Don't gas, bro.
Anyway.
Alright, let's get some soup, man.
Yeah, man. Like, comment, subscribe the thing. Next month we're back, yeah?
Moving famous.
Safe.